Welcome to Nurse Burnout Solutions, the show that empowers you to beat stress, reclaim your energy, and discover lasting fulfillment in your nursing career. I'm your host, Betty McLean. I'm a nurse with over 20 years of experience, and I'm also a certified life and certified burnout coach. I'm here to share expert insights with you, a lot of practical tools, and some inspiring stories. So join me as we navigate the challenges of a career in healthcare, and I help you find renewed purpose and resiliency, one episode at a time. Okay, welcome back. Today, we are going to talk about the power of one small step. Specifically, the material that I'm going to especially reference is the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. If you have been in my world for any amount of time, you know that I absolutely love that book. It's a really good read. He's a very good writer. He has a lot of very practical ways to talk about habit formation and changing your life. So I'm just going to break down for you some of the key points from the book, and specifically as it relates to you taking excellent care of yourself, whatever that means for you. So, when we are trying to make changes in our lives, and whatever that means for you, again, whether that means taking better care of your body, moving your body more often, exercising more, eating differently, maybe you are trying to, you know, drink more water, eat more whole foods, cut out processed foods and sugar. Maybe you are trying to instill some spiritual habits and you are trying to have better boundaries and better spiritual practices and journaling practices and just self-care practices. It can be very appealing to romanticize the process of starting a new habit. There is something really fun, and this is brain chemistry. It's something really fun about planning out this elaborate program that you're going to do that's going to get you this result. This is why the diet industry is so popular. It's very exciting to be like, okay, I'm going to start this new diet. I'm going to do this carnivore diet, or I'm going to do this, you know, specific paleo diet, or I'm going to try this new product and it's going to, you do it a certain way and it's going to get me this certain result. And the same thing is true with like deciding, okay, I'm going to completely change my relationship with my job. I'm going to not be stressed anymore. And I'm going to, before work, I'm going to, do an hour of journaling so that I'm in a good mindset. And we can get in this place of romanticizing the start and wanting to make all the changes up front so that we then get quickly to our end result, right? The healthier body, the better emotional resiliency, whatever it is we're trying to get to. The problem is when it comes to actually implementing what social scientists and psychologists and everyone who studies habit formation has shown is that starting small is actually much more effective than trying to make all the changes up front. Okay. And Atomic Habit it lays this out beautifully. He goes through the research. He has some really, really good stories and examples of this. But he specifically has this one story, and I'm not even going to go into it because I would miss some of the key elements. But he talks about become striving to become 1% better each day and the cumulative effect that trying to become 1% better each day will bring you. And so, because if you think about if every day you're going to be 1% better than you were the day before, then by the end of the year, you're 365% better than you were at the beginning of the year. That's the concept. And I love this concept because it actually leaves a lot of room for missed days, right? So let's say you are wanting to work out 5 days a week, and if you accomplish half of that, you're working out 2 or 3 times a week, you're still, you're maybe not at, 300% better, but you're 50% better than you were at the start of your goal. But again, it starts with really, really small changes to the point where one of the points that Mr. Clear made in his book is the 2-minute rule, which is you, when you are trying to start a new habit, he says you break that habit down to a 2-minute new habit. So if the new habit is, I want to work out for an hour every morning, he says, do 2% of that. Like literally pull it back, do, you know, 2 minutes, 10 minutes, right? So whatever the goal is, break it down to its smallest component. If your goal is to be journaling every night and you want to be journaling for 30 minutes every night and that's your goal, it makes perfect sense to me. Journaling is a beautiful way to clear your mind, focus your heart. When you're doing gratitude journaling, it's amazing for just your overall wellness and your feeling connectedness. But if that's your goal, if your goal is to be journaling for 30 minutes every night, then breaking it down, that 2-minute rule, breaking it down to its smallest component would be, how about for today, you journal one sentence and that's it. And tomorrow, do one or two sentences. And the day after that, let's journal 2 sentences. Nothing big, nothing complex. If you miss a day, it's not a big deal. You're just going to pick up the next day. Say you were doing 3 and you missed, do 3 the next day, right? It's this idea that we make the barrier to entry really, really low. So the 2-minute rule is great. The one of the other points that he makes in the book is the importance of environment and the idea that we really need to set our environment up for success. So again, if we take the journaling example, you want to be journaling for 30 minutes every night. Okay, great. Where's your journal? It's in your office. Okay. And you bought a pretty, I know, because I know if you're anything like me, you bought a beautiful new journal and some beautiful pens and you're very excited, but it's in your office and you don't, it's the end of the night and you don't want to go back downstairs to your office. You're already in bed. Never mind, I'll do it tomorrow. Right? How can you set up your environment so that no matter where you are, you have the tools to journal? Could you journal on your phone? Could you say, you know what? I'm going to put a really beautiful journal both in my office and in my bedroom and in the living room. So that way, at the end of the day, if I've got a few minutes and I'm in the living room, I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to write the things I'm grateful for. If I get all the way to my bedroom and I'm in bed and I'm like, oh my gosh, I never journaled, I've got a journal right there. I can pick it up and I can jot down some thoughts from the day. I can jot down my successes and or my failures or whatever is keeping my brain awake at the moment. So setting your environment up for success, very, very helpful when you are wanting to make little changes, little improvements to your life. And then the other thing that I want to bring forward from his book, he calls it the 4 laws of behavior change. And this kind of goes towards the concept of the importance of your environment. So, the 4 things he says when you're trying to instill a new behavior or change a behavior. So, start journaling, start working out, eat differently, behave differently towards a particular person, or have different boundaries in your life, right? That's a behavior change that you're wanting to create. Maybe you want to stop yelling at your family members when you're stressed, right? So the 4 laws are: make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. And that's it. It's very basic. Make it obvious. How can you make your environment work for you? How can you set up your situation so that it's in the front of you. I'm a big fan of setting alarms on my phone because it needs to be obvious and in your face because we focus humans, even if you have ADHD, well, maybe especially when you have ADHD, whatever is in front of you is what you are going to focus on. So make it obvious, make it attractive. When you're trying to start a new habit, don't make it something that doesn't appeal to you. If you want to eat more healthy, and so the way that you're going to do that is you're like, I'm going to eat kale every single day, but you hate kale. It's the worst vegetable in the world. You think it's disgusting. You hate the taste of it. You hate the texture of it, right? That's not an attractive starting point, right? So you want to look for a little step that's attractive. Ooh, I'm going to eat more healthy, which means I'm going to eat a carrot every day because I love carrots. Or I'm going to swap out, my cookies for a piece of fruit because that's attractive. It still gives you that, like, ooh, that's kind of exciting. I can do that, right? Make it easy is the third. So again, set yourself up for success. If you want to be somebody who journals every night, do not put a lot of restrictions and rules in place. Just say, you know what? I'm going to journal for a few minutes. And I give myself permission to stop. I give myself permission to journal about whatever I want to, right? There's no rules. The barrier to entry, right, is low. Whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, make those first steps easy. If you're wanting to move your body more, okay, that first week, that first month, does it need to be a gym membership and a class for uh, something that you've never done before? Or can it be going for a walk around your block? Can it be doing a 15-minute dance party in your living room? What's the easy thing that can get you started toward this habit? If it's setting better boundaries and protecting your energy, don't start with the person who gives you like pit of your stomach despair when you think about addressing an issue with them. Start with the people that love you. Tell them, I'm going to practice a boundary. Can you give me some feedback? Right? Make it easy at the beginning, especially. And then the last one is make it satisfying. When you have accomplished that one, little 2-minute thing, when you have done the whatever it is, you've set the boundary, you've had the hard conversation with somebody who's easy to talk to, give yourself time to feel the satisfaction of a job well done. Our brains love reward. And so often, we, the people that I talk to, my clients, myself, we want the reward when we've accomplished something big, right? We want to, and I think this goes back to the way that we were motivated when we were children, probably for most of us. You can have the reward after you've read 100 books. You can have a reward after you've completed this big task. But really, the way our brains work psychologically, we do better when we have little rewards along the way. It's more satisfying. So if you journaled tonight and it was for 5 minutes, give yourself a pat on the back. You don't necessarily have to go buy yourself a new wardrobe, you know, but spend a little bit of time being satisfied and proud of yourself because that reward and that moment of like, oh, I'm proud of myself, that will enable you the next day to be a little like 1% more engaged with the goal that you want to accomplish. Okay. So again, the power of creating change in your life, it's in the small steps. If you are wanting a different life than you are living, it starts with super small steps. Now, if you are someone who struggles with really intense perfectionism, if you are someone who has had a lot of trauma in your life and you are just, your nervous system is very dysregulated, there are a lot of reasons. Even if you just have tried and failed and tried and failed and tried and failed, there are a lot of really good reasons to hire a coach and or see a therapist when you are wanting to make changes and it feels like you just can't do it. So I would really encourage you, if there are changes that you're wanting to make in your life and you're feeling like you're just stuck, you can't do it, you can't do it, you can't do it, please reach out to me and we can do a consult call and we can just talk about where are you feeling stuck, and is that something that a life coach like myself can help with, or is it something that you're going to want, a therapist or maybe just a good book, right, to guide you. I can help you make that decision to see what is the next little step for you. I can help you make that decision. So I hope you're having a beautiful day, and I will talk to you next time. Go do one little thing today. You got this. Thanks for listening today to Nurse Burnout Solutions. Remember, I really believe that all stress is manageable and burnout is not inevitable. If you are struggling with stress or in burnout, I can help. Check out the show notes for ways that we can connect and get you the support that you deserve.